All right, so I wanted to talk about quality, brand perception, and pricing. So, a buddy of mine sent me Instagram post, and it's basically when David Gilmour's Stratocaster is being sold for $3 million, and I started thinking about, man, the value of guitars just in general. And so I googled what was the most expensive guitar, and what I came up with was, I believe it was Kurt Cobain's D18 that was sold for $6 million. All right. And so I started thinking about it and saying, man, what are the ingredients of an expensive guitar, or what goes into pricing? And basically, to me, it's the brand recognition and the historical perspective of something, to be honest with you. So, started off this by, playing two guitars at totally different price points. One is Washburn J6 that I have, and the other one is the Gibson, and this is from 1980 Gibson ES 175D. Totally different price points. All right. So to me, the price point is determinant and based upon the name on the headstock. Period. So the question I ask myself is, do you get quality just based upon the price of something? Not really when it comes to guitar, to be honest with you. I think what you end up paying for is basically the brand recognition. For whatever reason, human beings are willing to pay a lot more based upon the perception of the brand. This is so even on the extreme ends where everything is very high end. Let me give you an example. So, for example, say you're going to school, or say you're going to school in California, and you're going to law school, and you get into Cal Berkeley, and you get into Stanford. 99.9% of human beings are going to go to Stanford. They're both tier one universities. They're both elite, but there's still that nuance that some people believe in the brand perception. And they'll do that. And people make these choices all day long. Okay? At the end of the day, you're going to learn the same law, constitutional law, torts, contracts law, at both schools. Okay? And so that's kind of like the dilemma that you end up having as a guitar player at the high end and at the low end. So at the end of the day, both of these guitars have pickups. They're both being played by the same person, so stylistically, I'm playing that. Yeah, there are differences in that, so they're not exactly identical a lot. Yes, the Washburn has 57 classic pickups, and these things have PAFs in it, but they're both strung with Tomastic flat wombs. They've been set up by the same techs, and they're going through the same amp. All right, and despite that, even if most people like the Washburn J6 better as far as tone, I'm not saying that's the case. Let's just say that 99.9% of individuals are gonna choose the Gibson because of the brand recognition. All right, is it a better guitar? That depends. And unfortunately, as guitar players, we fall into that rut. I'm guilty of it. So, you talk about the big three: Fender, Gibson, and Martins. I've bought Martins and Fenders and Gibsons that were not very good, but, it cost a lot of money because of what the brand perception was, right? And I've bought other guitars that didn't have that name on it, and they were still very, very good. So at the end of the day, when people are paying that kind of money, $6 million for a D18, that's probably no better than a Gibson E10D. I'm sorry, Gibson Eastman E10D. All right, or 2021 Martin D18 is probably better than what Kurt Cobain was playing for, was playing with. You know, that's based upon the brand perception. So really, what you can't control is your fingers, and you can control practicing and practicing and practicing some more, and you'll get better. So, all right, if you've got the opportunity, obviously purchase the best that your money can afford, and always get a setup. Period. But thank you for watching, and practice, practice, practice.